Hello, motherfucker.
Welcome in to the South Park Phone Destroyer Raging Reddit Roundup. I'm your host, Glanzer Gaming. Hope you guys are having a good time. And we're gonna go through the South Park Phone Destroyer Reddit. South Park Phone, I guess, is the Reddit. We used to do something similar to this with the weekly forum updates. Hello, Jerome. With the weekly forum updates, but they stopped doing those. So we're gonna do it on Reddit. Obviously, the game isn't as active as it was once. It's honestly more active than most other games like this. The only one that probably beats it is Clash Royale. Anyway, there should be enough to look at. How often we can do this? Could we do this weekly? I don't think so. Could we do this monthly? I bet we could get a 20-minute video every month. Especially if we start doing this and people know we do it, then they'll post on Reddit more to get on the show, you know? And eventually their posts will just be, shut up, Glanzer. Bitch. That's what I would do. Anyway, appreciate you guys. We're not going to check out the advice for beginner bronze, but we're going to check out any videos, any memes. Rabble every day of this game. Just the Drows, the Robin, and the Cyborg Towers. You guys know how we feel about that. We're going to upvote that one. Love winning against people that use the towers. We'll watch this one. This is an epic battle. Put the sound on. Does he have sound, do you think? No, no sound. He says he beats the guy with towers. There's minute. Let's skip a little to the part where it matters. Okay, good poison. Missed a couple pigeons. I don't know why you would use the ability on Mecha there. It definitely didn't help you deal with the pigeons anymore. No reason to hit him twice like that. The Sizzler stun wasn't even done yet. But it was a good play there. Oh, see, that was well done there. The ice sniper was hitting the Nathan. That was kind of lucky, though. Get him, get him, get him. Get him, get him, get him. The AQR. Man, you can't brag about beating somebody with towers when they have AQR. I guess they've got... Program Stand must be an event card or something. How do both people have Program Stand? The hell? What the hell? Gotta love that. All right, what can we learn about this guy? Singtel? Where's Singtel from? Singtel. Phone plans. Singtel. You guys ever heard of that? Singapore? This guy's in Singapore? Nice. We figured out. Thugnificent. Pretty sick name, honestly. Alright, keep getting level 15 players on Arena 7. Why you're blanking out your name? That's kind of lame. We could probably figure it out. What if it's Thugnificent? No. Level 15 on Arena 7. Like, I don't know. Oh, what the fuck? This guy's... The aspect ratio on this guy's phone is unreal. I don't know if it comes across as much on that screen, but it's so wide, dude. It must be one of those long iPhones. What's he saying? See, I don't know what's good or not. Level 13 and all I'm trying to do is complete quest tasks and complete the pass, but no, people have to purposely rank down to fight lower levels. I mean, 2 levels at that rank is not very... That's like 1 epic leveled up, probably. Like, it's not that much difference between 12 and 15. The difference between 15 and 17 is like 4 times as much as the difference between 12 and 15. So, like, I wouldn't necessarily consider that to be D ranking. They have a level 2 net on upgraded crate, which were last available in February of 2022. Either hack the crates or rarely plays. Probably in the skill rank. No, that's the... Wait. Last available in February. Upgraded crates? Well, no, that was the one for the 25th anniversary. Was that long ago? Well, I guess maybe. I thought you could still get those. But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That low of a level with an OG crate. feel like they should still be higher rank instead of fighting lower levels. I think he had a level 4 Jimbo. Yeah, that's pretty high. 3 level difference is nothing. Just wait till you get to Legendary Arena. Well, I mean, when you get to Legendary Arena, it's going to be like... Oh, I guess it could be like level 19 to 25. I guess depends on how quick you are. It was season reset recently. There's a little incentive to rank up. I mean, that's... Yeah, I don't think you get reset. You don't get reset down here, do you? You only get reset once you get to 6,000 into legendary rank. Nobody's getting D-ranked down to 3,200, bro. Were you not paying attention? I don't think that guy was paying attention. But yeah, I don't think this is... I mean, he's clearly playing like an idiot. Possibly a bot. All playing in one position. I'm not sure. It'd be better if we had... better if we had a video. But that is a good point where he's got pretty low levels. And he's got a box you can only get if you've had the account for a while. It could be an OG account that got sold or something too. You know, who knows? Who knows? Is that the one you went to? Matchmaking down? Don't care. Those are, in fact... Sir, this is a Wendy's. What? That was dumb. That was dumb. How is my deck Arena 3? Like this is actually a difficult thing for me to do without like seeing their deck and seeing what they have available, because I have no idea what's available at Arena 3. But if you just look at this and like, let's think, would I think AQR would be OP if she had Marine Craig poison damage? Like how quick it was? I think if AQR's poison was unpurifiable, if it had the trait where you could not get rid of it, I think it would be good. Otherwise, the fact that you can purify it just makes it that if... The fact that you could purify it makes it so that even if you buffed it into the most powerful unit in the game and the poison kills so fast, even if you did that, Purify would just become in every deck. Shaman Token would become a playable card, right? Stuff like... There's the fact that those cards exist prevent AQR from ever really truly being a valuable card, honestly. The ability itself, like a poison that will kill that unit pretty much no matter what, is pretty good. But it is very slow, so yeah, it's not super useful against what you'd expect it to be, like a big health target. So I think it would be cool. I think the coolest part, or the best part of it would be, is if it would like, it did a percentage of health per second. So maybe it did half percentage of health per second. So like in 20 seconds you die. Or however many it would be. What would 20 seconds be? 30 seconds. In 30 seconds, no, 30 seconds is a long time. However much it would be, maybe 10% per second. So in 10 seconds the unit dies. So you have 10 seconds to purify it. I don't know, something like that. Or maybe it's like a percentage of health and then it recalculates on itself, so it's percentage of health remaining. So it does 20% of health remaining, so it'd be 100% to 80%, and then 80% or 20% of 80, and then 20% of that. So it would step down. So if you're hitting like an assassin, it'll kill it, but you know, it'll take a couple ticks. And if you're hitting Scuzzlebutt, it'll go bloom, boom. Like the first couple ticks will be huge on it. I think that would be sick. Trying to make AQR legendary? No, we're trying to make her worth 5 cost. Like that's in this game, rarity means nothing. Rarity, the only thing that rarity impacts really is the scale of the damage. Like the scale of the stats. Now eventually that means epics and legends will eventually outpace most commons, but there's still commons that are playable, right? It's most about getting the value of the cost. 5 cost for what she does is just not worth it. Like Smuggler Ike 2 cost. It's a little assassin guy comment. Like if he was legendary, what, he would just have more stats? Probably not really. They kind of do. Like obviously Choir Boy and stuff. And Like, I think Bandita Sally should have higher stats because she has no ability. But obviously, they have, like, other little abilities. So it's not just their stats that you have to consider. You have to consider Smuggler Ike has technically an infinitely scalable ability. That's pretty good for 2 cost, right? So there's pushes and pulls. But, like, Heidi should have more stats probably since she's got, like... I think it's pretty commonplace in a game like this where if you don't have an ability of some sort, you just have better stats, right? Like, Bandita Sally should hit like a fucking truck. Arrow Tower should have more attack and health. Well, maybe not health necessarily, but more attack for sure than the other two, and it ends up being the worst one. So it's kind of annoying. But Robo Bebe, okay, let's actually critique this deck now. I'll tell you what is probably fine and what you should probably take out. Scuzzlebutt with Manbear Pig damage, right? All right, so Smuggler Ike, honestly probably not bad for you. A fine card to level up and get you through the early levels while you're getting like epics and stuff. So I don't mind the Smuggler Ike. The 3 assassins might be a little assassin heavy. You have no bruisers in your deck. You have 3 range cards. I'm speaking to this guy right now. You have 3 range cards, and then Program Stan is your only like beefy unit. I would say you gotta get whatever's available. You gotta get Jimbo, Murph, maybe Bar Brady is your only option right now. That wouldn't be terrible. But I would say instead of Program Stan, you need, as much as I like Program Stan, I even have a Program Stan figure back there. I don't know if you can see it. You can't, hold on. If you can, yeah, he's right there. See, he's tiny, right there. Little Program Stan. The Program Stan, I love him. Great unit, love the Tron theme, but he's just trash. So get rid of the Program Stan, replace it with a tank, Murph. You could put Osimo in there if you want. I guess it's not terrible. Even Sheriff Cartman, I would say, would be better based on your deck here. You need something to be able to support all your cheap, range units and assassin units, which I don't disagree with that setup. Arrow Tower and Cyborg Tower, I don't mind that personally. Arrow Tower, probably not worth the energy and probably not worth the stuff to upgrade it, but I don't mind that. You can slide with the arrow and the Cyborg Tower, so it's kind of fun. Ice Sniper, perfectly fine card. Robo Bebe, not a good card. Replace Robo Bebe immediately with, what are we looking at? With Visitors would be an option. I'm not sure if you have them. I would even put Catapult Timmy in before I have Robo Bebe in there. Mayor, if you have Mayor, I'm not sure. I'm not sure when she becomes available. What other ones are in? Obviously, if you have Mecha, Mecha is a good choice, but you might not have Mecha yet. What else is there for range units in? I don't think there's really any other option. Obviously, Inkin isn't a bad option, but you probably don't have Inkin. I don't mind the Heidi. I don't mind the Gunslinger personally. You guys know I don't mind the Starvin' Marvin, but Starvin' Marvin might be tough to get value from it, so maybe you want to replace him. Same with Gizmo. You might want to replace the Gizmo with something else right now. I would say maybe more beefy cards, like maybe Dog Poo, Nelly. Or no, you should have Enforcer and Space Warrior instead of Program Stan. Those 2 should be in there. Those are cheap, a lot of good body. I mean, this is an interesting deck. I might actually screenshot this and run like the core of this and then make some updates to it, because it actually seems kind of fun to have just like cheap as hell, like 2 across the board. It's been a while since we did a cheap deck like that. Anyway, we're not even gonna look at what people said because it'll probably just upset me. Now we'll look and see what people say. Should have at least 1 tank to drop fire. All right, that guy gets it. You have a lot of shooters and archers. Maybe drop Kyle for a tank, Bandita or Ike for a fighter. That's not bad. All right, people are good. People got it. People got it. Robo Bebe is not good. Guy's probably the only person who's on a loading screen, but is not a character. Absolutely, definitely is the only character. The Le Gay Fish never was added. I wonder what 15 comments. Jeez. Honestly, wish we would have gotten him instead of the octo-ass scientist. Honestly, he's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool unit. I don't think his ability is very good, But I think he's a cool unit. I think what he should have had is like every time he attacks like 5 times. So like he attacks once and then it goes bop 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 with all his other ones. But like maybe he's a fighter instead of a tank. You could leave him as a tank, but either way, but maybe he doesn't have a lot of attack and maybe it's kind of slow, but you know, you throw a ninja on that bitch and it's bop 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 bop, it's 500 damage, right? You know, so it's like that would be pretty cool. I always thought that there should be a unit, and I guess Terrence and Phillip and Visitors kind of, you know, create this effect, but a unit where when it hits you once, like every attack animation is actually like 2 hits, right? Like that's what I thought Sharpshooter Shelly would be. I thought Sharpshooter would go pa-boom, pa-boom. So then when you boosted her with like Gunslinger or something, she went ba 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 ba. Like her attacks were just fucking crazy, right? But I guess not. Transformed characters on the field, that would just be cock magic. I'm pretty sure there were plans. Yeah, that could have been right on the edge when he was being all like Nazi-ish and stuff. Did we see any towers? No, I don't think so. Never noticed that, and we prefer the term chicken lover. I already hear it in my head. Plays Kanye in Battlefield. I'm a motherfucking lyrical genius. That'd be pretty good. That wouldn't be bad. All right, we got Mass Ronin, Team Wars. Make sure you check him out. Not gonna watch his whole video. Deck I use for breaking phones. Man, the only phones getting broken from this deck, if I was playing it, would be my phone. No, this isn't terrible. I get what he's saying. This is for just like, I don't care if I'm winning. I'm just gonna go for it. I mean, I feel like no Kyle the Drow Elf. I'd say Drow instead of Canadian Night Ike. Drow instead of Canadian Night Ike. Then you're gonna be able, if you save one of those units, you're gonna kick some ass. But yeah, I mean, it would be hard not to get 1 bar with this deck if all you were focused on was getting 1 bar. Especially if you had Drow, you could Drow Shield a Dwarf, Hyperdrive it, and Freeze Ray. Almost guaranteed a bar with 10 energy, but then you lose to the counter push, almost guaranteed. Really enjoy the combo. I mean, that's just lame. Scuzz buff, I try to get placed on Ike, Cows, Mimsy, Starvin Marvin. Yeah. I mean, that's a surefire way. Obviously, Cows is the best one there. Starvin Marvin's a good choice, I guess. Cows is just easier because it's 1 unit and you get 3 options. But Starvin Marvin's good, cheap. Hyperdrive him after that. Pretty hard to stop him. Speed buffs you use in the Headhunters, obviously. Paladin Butters and Dwarf Engineer. If you had Drow with the Dwarf Engineer, it's way better. Marine Craig for the tick damage. Probably better to not have Marine Craig, honestly. Freeze Ray is good, though. So far, I have 1,031 perfect victories out of my 1,086 wins. That's so cute. Remember when I first started trying to make this deck, someone on here said it was so bad it seemed like I was using a randomizer. But here we are, and I'm sitting at over a 95% perfect win rate. 95% win rate at 2,000 rank. LOL. Does it say what rank he is? It doesn't say what rank he is, but I mean, it's, look at the levels. Level 4, Scuzzlebutt, 5, Mimsy, 4, Starvin Marvin. Level 1, Warboy Tweak. I mean, I'm pretty sure the speed boost levels up, doesn't it? I mean, so he's clearly not leveled up. So like, I get that he's flexing with that. I get that. Like I have like an 80% win rate on some games that I play. But like at his level, it's a very good likelihood that he's running into a macro running a bot half the time. So his free wins are to a robot. Like there's a high likelihood at this point in the game. But I don't think that I'm good at the game necessarily, because for the most part in those games I'm playing, not this game, speaking of those other games, that I have like a really high win rate because I understand how to play these games. So right when I started playing it, I'm just going to be better than most people probably I'm going to run into. And in those games, I'm playing against a bot. I went like 100% win rate until I got into the legendary rank in that Transformers game. I got all the way to rank 3000, which is like legend rank, all the way to rank 3000 without losing a single match because it was a bot the whole way through. I don't think I ever played a real person because like nobody new plays that game anymore, and everybody that plays it is already legendary, basically, is what I gather. And then once I got into legendary, I started getting shit on because everybody had like 3 levels higher than me, because I didn't know you were supposed to like wait right outside legendary before. Anyway, we can talk about that some other time. But that game's fun. You guys should check it out. Transformers Tactical Arena or something like that. But I mean, I agree that this is a good. So what he doesn't, what he's also, he's saying a 95 perfect win rate. So like he might have lost 5,000 matches, and you might have lost 10,000 matches of this trash deck. Sorry, I'm being rude. I said I wouldn't comment, but I had to say it. You have a special place in hell was a cancer deck. No hard feelings though. I mean, it's not a hard deck to beat. With any meta deck is gonna shit on that. It's 95%. 95% of his wins are perfect. He probably lost 200,000 games as a result of this deck. How many wins do I have? 30,000 on one account? Like, it's just so funny, dude. It's so funny to, like, it's just so funny to me. I love it. I love that you're playing the game, brother. I love that you're playing the game. It's just so funny that a level 16 is talking about their 95% perfect win rate. Like, how does that doesn't mean anything. This deck, someone on here said it was so bad it seemed like I was doing that. Like, how does having a 95% perfect win rate mean anything to you? That's funny. Cows, CT, mind control. Yeah. Yeah. Every person that has an IQ of 80 or less. That's funny. I use mind control to counter those. I mean, you have to be kind of dumb. You either have to get lucky with the cyborg, or they have to play it at the midline. Speaking of Shelly has a sick ass art. The bad stats. She's playable in Team Wars. If you guys watch my last Team Wars with Shelly, I played her mid one at one point, and to lead one of the matches, and somebody played Mysterion. He killed her with the ability. Mysterion spawned again, and she killed him with the ability again. It was so funny. And New Kid can't deal with him. I'd rather face a guy running CT and cows than any face roller superhero deck. I mean, I disagree with that. Forgot Dar. I disagree with that. Best cards to use with Nymph Nicole. Level 11, so don't have all the cards yet, but planning ahead. So I think I actually did respond to this. The problem with Nymph Nicole. Jimmy, welcome in, by the way. The problem with the Nympho is that I would say arguably she is not a bad card. For 3 cost, she is a potentially infinitely scaling unit. It's incredible value from her, right? But you can also just purify it. So like, same thing as we were talking about AQR earlier. If Nymph Nicole ever became the meta, if every single person was running a Nymph Nicole deck, then every single person would have DSR and Purify in their deck, right? So keep that in mind. That's part of the reason why this card will never be useful. But part of the reason why Nymph isn't good is that every single card that boosts her just isn't very good. Scuzzlebutt I mean, sure, getting the boost on her, more health, whatever, but it's still just one stack. The biggest thing for her is the attack stats as well as the health. Like, the health is nice, but you can get health from Robin Tweet. You can get health from other stuff. It's her attack stats that really separate her from being a good unit. Like, once you get it up to where she's one-shot and stuff, taking stuff down, you get her really boosted, and then she just has to hit new kid once, right? That's kind of the goal with her. You put her opposite of the fight, you distract them on one side, and boost her with cards that while you're, you know, pushing the issue on the bottom side or whatever, and hopefully she can sneak through the top side. Monkey, perfectly fine to use Monkey with her, but I think you're probably gonna be, well, I guess it's mostly fantasy, so yeah, you could go that. Man Bear Pig, definitely not worth it. Chaos Hamsters, not positive if Chaos Hamsters trigger her ability. They might, but they might be immune to it. That's interesting. But yeah, Chaos Hamsters is good, but I would say it's if you're running Nicole superheroes, probably not what you want to run. I'm not sure. I really thought about that. I guess, yeah, because Mosquito works for sure, so it's not the worst thing. Anyway, the biggest thing for her, to actually make her work, the playable stuff with her is Mr. Slave, Amazingly Randy, the Coop, maybe Catapult Timmy. Pigeons are okay if you're using Frontier Bradley too. Rats, maybe, but the problem is, like I was saying, all the cards that boost her just aren't very good. Rats, not very good. Pigeons, only really good if you get crazy Frontier value with them. Amazingly Randy, not very good for 4 cost. He's good because you can just use the ability as much as possible. Mr. Slave, not bad. A tank, plus, you know, you get a 3 stack at the end. Not terrible. Leanne, you can use Leanne to turn Cox into Cox again and double stack. So there's some interesting plays you can get. But at the end of the day, I could have the perfect deck and then they just transmog her, you know? So they just cock magic her. So it's like, it's just never, she's never going to be a viable card, is the unfortunate truth. Now you can probably get 2 legend with that deck and beat up on a lot of noobs that don't have the right cards to deal with it. But the moment you start running into really well constructed decks and well leveled decks, you're going to start getting absolutely shit on. And every time, even if you play perfectly and you set up the most insane Nymph Nicole setup and she's got 3,000 attack about to hit the enemy new kid, she's gonna get turned into a cock. Like, unless you can get the Scuzzlebutt on her, she's going, and even if you do, she's gonna get DSR'd. She's gonna get attacked by gnomes. So even if she has 5,000 attack, she still has to attack 3 times to kill the gnomes, right? So that's another thing that about this game is that, like, single target boosts are not as good as boosting multiple targets, because if one target has the boost, you can remove that one target, or you can just, you know, avoid that target getting value by, you know, like I said, playing gnomes or whatever. Anyway, pretty fun. Is this cheating? Hi guys, recently I've seen Scuzzlebutt being revived by Dark Angel twice. Has anyone run into this? Is it cheating? I don't know whether it's a bug or cheating. What do you mean? The known bug with the game spawning characters can trigger it. I feel like a bug summoned twice, like 4 cards the same. I feel like a bug summoned twice. Oh shit. He got double berries. Well, I don't think that's, I mean, that could happen. We don't know what happened in this game. If he had the berries and then they respawned right there, like right when the guy took the bar, like right when he took the bar, they spawned and then those units got knocked back. That could have just happened. We don't know. So that doesn't really prove anything. There's 2, I don't know why that image is so small. There's 2 berries right there. Not really sure what's up with that. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm stuck like in this image. How do I get out of here? How do I get out of here? Oh, it popped up a different window. Got it. It's a known bug within the game. No, I don't. Seen Scuzzlebutt being revived by Dark Angel twice. Does he mean... Well, Dark Angel can't pull Scuzzlebutt because she can only pull up to 5. So that happening at all isn't possible. But is he saying it did it once and then it spawned twice? Maybe my guess is that's not what happened. Maybe something else happened. Feel it like a bug summoned twice. But yeah, that's my guess that happened there. Ubisoft hires players with modified versions of the game to play real players and beat them to provoke in-game sales. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in a game that's dead and no longer supported by those. This could have possibly been true 10 years ago. Like maybe, you know, maybe they do that. Maybe that's what they were doing with Knacktraff, giving us $5,000, you know, by making the game impossible to complete with. No, I mean, this is the most, to this day, this is the most free-to-play friendly game I've ever played. It does not actually take that many legend cards to get legendary copies of a card to get it competitive, and you get quite a few legendary drops. You get almost guaranteed 1 to 2 every month if you're in legend, and you're, you know, if you're high up there. You get borderline guaranteed once a week from Team Wars. You get pretty decent chances of 10% every event you finish. You got decent 10% chance when you finish 12 wins on challenge mode. Every PvP pack you hit has a chance at a legend, which is kind of crazy for a game like this. In most games like this, it would be like every 100 PvP packs you have a 10th of a chance to get one. Like you have to get a legendary PvP pack first, and then you have a chance at a legend. In this game, you can get a legend from a fucking free pack. Like it's actually kind of crazy. Anyway, that's definitely not happening right now. Like definitely not happening right now. Your account has dozens of comments with the odd conspiracy posting on cheating allegation posts are weeks old. No offense, but do you have schizophrenia? Not a bug, it's a feature. Yeah, I'd have to see that happen. I'm not sure what he's saying. It could be a translation issue too. Like, I'm not sure if what he's saying is what happened. So I'd have to look at that. Dude was playing chaos mode. Oh, the chaos mode where Scuzzlebutt is is 4 cost. That could be, yeah. If it's the chaos mode where everything is 4 cost, you can dart every unit. We should post that. Be like, was it the chaos mode where every unit is 4 cost? That's a good point. That's a good point. Who's the better card, Hermes, Kenny, or Choir Butters? I think it's not arguable that Choir Boy is the better card. The Hermes potential with the staff, I mean, it's there, but the 3 cost, if you're running Mystic, you're typically running it with a Pope setup, and Choir Boy doesn't get in the way of that. So that 2 cost is the big difference. Hermes gives double energy gain for so many seconds, while Choir Boy is not even close. Kenny keeps warning, but he makes that more. Definitely not true. Definitely not true. Choir Boy is arguably better. The energy of both is pretty negligible. Is pretty is mostly a non-factor, and Hermes runes Pope decks, which is the only real viable Mystic deck. Boom! Unimpactful. Shut up. Definitely not true. Choir Boy is arguably better. Choir Boy Butters even do anything? I swear I don't see an actual increase in energy. It's 0.1. Yeah, it's worthless, but it's never been about that. So Choir Boy is better because of that 2 cost. Because it does not matter if Hermes Kenny gets me energy back after he dies if I can't play the Hermes Kenny before the Mysterion takes my fucking bar, right? So that 2 cost, if I only have 2 fucking cost, Choir Boy wins, right? Hermes Kenny, like the potential of Hermes Kenny is higher. I will say that. You could potentially play Hermes Kenny after the 1 minute mark with staff on the field and get hella energy and use that energy to snowball into a victory. But most likely, you're going to use that energy into snowballing into more Satan value for him, or more cock magic value for him, or more of a DSR value for him. Because the fact of the matter is that in this game, stacking a bunch of energy rarely ends up working out for you. So in reality, Choir Boy is the better card because he's more surgical, he doesn't get in the way of Pope, and that's pretty much it. The 2 cost is pretty much the biggest thing. Depends, Choir Boy is more reliable in tight situations, yep. Hermes is more of an energy investment, especially if you pair with energy staff. Choir Boy is also a good option if you're playing a Pope deck, absolutely. Again, it depends on what deck you looks like, and they can fulfill different roles, but they can also be in the same deck and have a pretty good synergy. That's true, too. If you're running a non-Pope deck and it's Mystic, you will have both of them in your deck. Like, without a doubt. Like, without a doubt. Hold on, I'm trying to... And it doesn't matter if Hermes gets energy after he dies. If the Mysterion takes my bar before I get the 3 energy to play him. This is the answer. Yeah, I agree. Hermes plus energy staff is a nice combo during overtime. Almost lets you spam cards. Otherwise, Butters is greater than Hermes. Yeah, I agree. The odd chance you get to overtime and it works out and you have the card out and he dies at the right time and then you have the right card. Yeah. Butters fucks hard. We gotta love Butters. From past experience, my first thought answer is Hermes. They both hit like a truck. They do hit pretty hard. This card, as per usual, I deviate, but either how between Hermes and the card, I'd still pick Hermes. Nah. I mean, if I had to pick I don't think there's any situation I'd pick Hermes. The only way I would have Hermes is if I also have Choir Boy. Because there's just no reason why you wouldn't run both of them. Unless you just have one of them leveled up. Like, if you have Hermes leveled up, you don't have Choir Boy leveled up, obviously Hermes is the better card, right? I hate this. I'm new. Please help. Oh, yeah! The slide! The slide! I guess it'd be the slide. Love it. One of the reasons why I stopped playing, also for the damn D rankers, just mind control it, dude. Just mind control. All right, I gotta stop responding. I'm responding to you guys, not them. 2 towers is crazy. At least he broke 2 phones. I mean, yeah, I was gonna say mind control the tower. So basically, every person in the game should use sci-fi. Yes. Yeah, and if they have mind, yeah, that's true. Tower dude should be considered the same person for all cyber towers, Council Windows, and Richard. I mean, that's a good idea. It's a good idea. But then they just that doesn't stop the slide, because I can still slide on the coupe or I can slide on the energy staff. So it's not possible. It doesn't end the problem. The problem is the cyborg tower's ridiculous fucking range is the problem. By now everyone knows this happens, but the ones that don't need to learn how to. Am I right? That's a common sense reason not to post these caps. Other than that, unless there's clear evidence of cheating, we're not allowed name shaming posts. Oh, what? So they yell, so you get in trouble if, oh, that's why they block it out? Oh, that's so funny. Technically it's not cheating, but abusing an exploit bug will never be. I mean, I don't think that in any way, shape, or form that doing this slide is cheating or exploiting a bug or anything like that. It is not a bug that units slide off each other like that. It is a game mechanic that they cannot be on top of each other. That is mostly probably for targeting. If they were right on top of each other, the targeting would be a fucking mess. It's there for a reason. It's the reason why you can't play 2 lavas on top of each other. It's the reason that if you play Chomper on lava, it'll slide off to it. Those have physical space. Those have a physical space. Wait, what is this? R hollow shame? If people feel strongly undeniable need to specifically name shame, no tell your opponents. We gotta go check that one out. As by rule of thumb, they're deleted here. That doesn't mean you can't illustrate your art. Okay, got it. I would personally call using this glitch cheating. I don't think it's a glitch. But I can see how you others... I don't think it's a glitch. What is a glitch? It's not a glitch that they slide off each other. That's a understood game mechanic. The fix is to lower the range. I wouldn't even... I really wouldn't even call it a bug, you know? Only 4 posts on Hall of Shame. Oh, what is this? Somebody just made the Hall of Shame. Reporting Cheaters made it. I bet Reporting Cheaters made it. Goth Girl Gracie. Goth Girl Gracie is a normal player, I think. This is so funny. That's so funny. Did this just 2 months ago? Who started this? This is so funny. Wait, it shows moderators, doesn't it? Garchomp Stomp. Is that guy a Garchomp Stomp? Why does that name sound familiar? Huh. Weird. All right, back to it. I gotta give this guy props. Actually, a solid idea. But you can still slide with Coop and Staff, so it doesn't fix this issue. Slide. Why don't you slide? All right. I would personally call this glitch. I don't think it's a glitch. Well, I would agree the Castle Defender bug would not qualify as cheating. Yeah, you can't cause the Castle Defender bug to happen. As bad as Fred, but not cheat. But I can see how others may define cheating a phenomenal wider and using mods. It's definitely not cheating. Anyone can abuse it. Well, that's not necessarily true for a glitch. In a glitch, anyone can abuse that glitch. Anyone can abuse an exploit, they just have to know how. I definitely don't think it's... A glitch would be multiple Jesus is spawning at once. A glitch would be multiple Castle Defender spawning at once. That's a glitch. You could also call that a bug. Obviously, it's a bug in the code, but it's also like a glitch probably in the network code. Hey, Will's just subscribed. All right, we got, wait, Skullzilla is only supposed to boost health to 1 ally? No, it's 3. Who's about to the final? I guess I forgot to change his card description. Yeah, there are a couple cards where the card description is wrong. Well, the South Park fandom speaks of the nearest 3 allies, but the card description clearly states nearest ally, and even if there were 3, as you said, it's giving it to all their cards usually. What? I don't know if it's nearest. I don't think nearest. Because the card did used to say nearest ally, but I don't think that's true. If it was shit players doing shit things, at least they're easy to kill in the middle of the line. Yeah, but most of the time it happens after a point where you have no energy and they only need like 300 damage. Like that's the only time I ever slide. Like the point, to me, the point of a slide is to do exactly what this guy just did, is get you to a situation. It's a good positioning on the slide too, because the tower defender's in a spot where if you do mind control the tower defender, it won't hit New Kid. That's smart. It's smart. But he got it to a position where this guy probably dumped a ton of energy to try to take the bar. This guy defended it well, probably with this tower that clearly took a lot of damage. Defended it well, and then set it up in a way where he could slide off of that. to finish him off. And, you know, maybe he only had 200 health, whatever. The only reason I ever slide is to finish off either the third bar or in overtime. That's really the only time you can do it, because if it's not that time, chances are you're gonna get either counter pushed or defend it. Like you can sizzle that push, especially if the cyborg's in front. You can sizzle that push and it deals with it with no issue. Like you can Satan that, you can DSR. Like there's so many options to deal with that. Mind control, obviously, but if you play it right, homie on the left had no energy. Well, actually, I lied. He does have energy. He's got, what is he doing? You have 9 energy. You had 9 energy. He could have stopped it for sure, dude. He could have just played the Ned here before the BHK gets on the new kid. Play the Ned. Play the doggo. I guess if he has no health, but if you see it coming here, you know he's gonna slide. So he's probably already done it. Play the doggo here, hit him a couple times. Play the Nathan over here, which outpaces this guy, and it's close enough where you'll hit both of them. So Nathan targets him, hits them both. BHK could die to the Ned over here. You had a chance, brother. First time in Arena 11 in 891 wins. Oh, my sweet summer child. What do you think my adventure lock has? Hold on. I'll pull up whatever account is on my phone right now and we'll see. Or whichever one is logged in right now. My deck for 1800 JCJ. Is that supposed to be LOL? JCJ. No. What the hell was that supposed to be? Or is that JCJ? Is that his face? Is that making a face? Okay, I have my main account open, so this will be a big number. Where is it again? It's like stats. All right. PvP matches won perfectly. 11,736. PvP matches won 21,863. So tell me, sir, what is more impressive? A 95% perfect win rate at 1,000 wins, or a roughly 50% perfect win rate, over 50% perfect win rate? Actually, probably slightly under 50% perfect win rate in 21,000 wins. Which one do you think is better? Those numbers are flawed that I'm reading. How would those be flawed? Challenges complete 69. Check it out, guys. I stopped completing challenges. Oh, it won't focus. Can you see it? I stopped completing challenges when I got to 69 challenges completed. So anytime I play challenge mode, I don't play on that account. But battle day victories 1029. Nice. All right. Deck for 1800. Like I said before, hard to know what options there are, but we'll give an idea. Randy Marijuana, love it. Oh, I love this. Ike Gizmo, Stan Programa, Token, Guerrero Special, Space Cowboy. Actually, that's really funny. Agent Jimmy, hey, Agente, Torre Cyborg, Tweak Guerrero. These are awesome, dude. These make them sound like fucking luchador characters. The perfect win count. What's wrong with the perfect win count? What do we think is a perfect win? Okay, let's look at this deck. Awesome-o, probably fine. I'd say take out Program Stand. Take out Mary Jane Randy unless you get Call Girl in there. It's not worth it unless you get the Call Girl in there. Fast Pass could take his place. Tool Shed could take Program Stand's place, and that wouldn't be bad. Awesome-o should probably be Coon with the Call Girl eventually, but I get not having that yet. Cyborg Kenny at that level. Don't upgrade Cyborg Kenny. Leave your Cyborg Kenny unupgraded. Oh, I could click on it and it gets brighter. Agent Jimmy's good. That's good. Cyborg's good. Warboy, I don't mind him at all. You should probably have, instead of Gizmo, put hamsters in there. And then I feel like that's a pretty solid deck. What's the best card? Another rant. Cyborg Tower. Is Cyborg Tower the best card in the game? Can anybody comfortably make an argument that Cyborg Tower is the best card in the game? I would argue no. Because it does have counters. I truly believe Shield Maiden Wendy. There's no question Shield Maiden is the best single card in the game. There's no question. Pound for band, Shield Maiden. Yep, right off the rip with no investment. DSR, instant energy value, Call Girl, potential long-term value, Mysterion, potential trade value, Psalm. Potential energy trade value. Potential energy trade would definitely... I mean, I don't know why he's breaking them up like that. This is that Garchomp Stomp guy. But yes, Shield Maiden, agreed completely. You spelled shield wrong. But Shield Maiden, completely the best card in the game. Best off-the-riff investment, DSR. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think Inkin, you could argue, is potential good. It just depends on how they're playing. They play really dumb into the Inkin. It's much more value because it's much more value to just kill the unit than to get rid of its health. Like the potential DSR value of like tanking 2 tanks and getting rid of 4,000 HP is good, but compare that to instantly killing Call Girl, Ned, Mintberry Crunch, Mecha, whatever it is, instantly killing those things, completely removing their value, and doesn't even give him the chance to maybe, you know, have those units that got DSR'd still survive. And if that Call Girl that got DSR'd, if you DSR Coon and Call Girl and that Call Girl doesn't die, that DSR was basically useless. But if you ink in that Call Girl's dead, right? Stuff like that. Best defensive, yeah, you could say that. Instant energy value, Call Girl. I mean, instant energy value would have to be berries, right? It'd have to be berries. Well, I guess it's not instant energy. It's a little bit delayed, but you know what I mean. I would argue Pope is more, because Call Girl can't pull anything more than 5 cost. Pope can pull a 7 cost instantly. Now, Call Girl's overall value is probably higher because her DPS is so high. But instant value, I wouldn't say that. We're just nitpicking. He's not wrong. Those are up there. He's definitely wrong with the Psalm though. Psalm does not have the best trade potential, especially since he can get fucking transmogged. That's a terrible one. I'm gonna call him out on that one. This is a comment I clipped to someone else's thoughts I agree with. What's the point of a 5 different card theme plus neutral if this card alone is needed to win? What? What is he talking about? What? Is my comprehension struggling? This is a comment I clipped of someone else's thoughts that I agree with. Maybe you didn't clip it right. Anyway, what's the point of 5 different card themes plus neutral if this card alone is needed to win? I don't think it's true that Cyborg Tower alone wins you any matches. Cyborg Tower with fucking Robin Tweak, you know, Cyborg Tower with all these other things is really... Cyborg Tower itself doesn't really win. Everything that makes Cyborg Tower stay alive for so long, stuff like Mysterion and cows and stuff like that existing allows the Cyborg... If none of that's... If no Headhunter existed, the towers wouldn't be very good. Because slow playing like that would never net you a win. But since they can slow play and then still kind of chip away, it's more viable. I guess, yeah, Shaman Token does suck. Gizmo Ike is I would say is arguably viable, but yeah, definitely not as easy. Goth Kids. The problem with Goth Kids is just DSR, Satan. You know, there's a lot of stuff that does a lot of damage to a lot of units. Leanne kills, you know, stuff like that. That's another situation. If Goth Kids ever became meta, Leanne would become meta. Then what if Leanne gets transmog? You know, there's possibilities, but you know. Just come to terms with it and realize that you can't fault players for using a card that's in the game. Oh, yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. It's ridiculous now I have to dedicate a push solely on this one tower. That won't go away. Well, yeah, your goal is to not have to do that when you're playing against them. Because ranting and losing, yeah. Cheap trick and gimmicks either, but this game is basically dead. It definitely isn't. Game's very, very alive. I hate playing against it as much as anyone else, but it's insane to expect players not to use it. Yeah, I mean, that I agree to that. But personally, I play one tower, typically not two. Unless it's arrow tower, I don't think that counts. I don't run cock magic with them. I rarely run cows with them. So I feel like on the douchebag scale, I'm not at the top. Although I did win that competition once. Mintberry Crunch followed by Mysterion after Cyborg Tower. Some Mintberry Crunch, it is the only card that flies, protects, and has unlimited damage range with its special attack. It's the only card that has an unlimited damage range with its special attack. I mean, Som hits everybody. Program Stand hits everybody. Mysterion has only 4 cards that actually removes it from the field. And is the highest in. 3 of them in the same theme. Oh yeah, Transmog Leanne. And is the highest damage assassin. Overall, Super is the strongest theme by far as well. Is he saying that I should play Mintberry Crunch and then Mysterion and then Cyborg after I play Cyborg Tower? But that's just dumb. Like, you play Mintberry Crunch, he just gets killed by the tower. I guess you hit him once with the ability. Mysterion doesn't hit the tower. Mysterion dies. Maybe Mysterion keeps spawning, but now you're down 9 energy. And he's going to play into you, and you're going to have to defend, and that push is going to get killed by the tower. I don't know. Superheroes are the strongest theme. I would say arguably they are the strongest theme. They're like the strongest. They bring the most like supplemental value to any other theme. Because all you need is Callgirl, Coon, Mysterion is really all you need. Well, it'd be Callgirl, Coon, Mysterion, Hamsters. Those 4, and you can put those 4 in any deck, in any theme, any other deck and theme, and those 4 cards will make it a better deck. And then if you needed to fill in more slots, you could put Mosquito in there. You can have Mintberry Crunch in there. That's typically as deep as you go, but Fast Pass is an option. Tool Shed's kind of an option. All their cards have stronger base stance than the counterparts. I guess I don't know if that's true. Mysterion is so dumb that it has the attack that it does, though. I feel like Mysterion, every time Mysterion spawns, he should lose a portion of health. I am totally okay with him keeping all of his attack. I'm totally okay with that. But I do not agree in any way, shape, or form that a Mysterion should be able to spawn and then be a threat on the new kid by himself. You should have to protect him with something. New kid should 3-shot him after he respawns or something. Like, it should be 5 shots from new kid and he's dead. When the Mysterion spawns, he should have 100 HP or something. Like, it should be so easy to kill him because it shouldn't be a threat to new kid every time it spawns. That just doesn't make sense. It literally breaks the whole concept of the push-pull tower rush game mode. Like, it fully breaks the game mode, which is why I hate that card so much. That's the same thing as member berries. Being able to spawn on the opposite side like that and being able to create energy like that, it fully breaks the game. Really dislike that. Everything else is fair. Goth kids are in the second running for most annoying archetypes. Kind of depends on what decks you run and how. I feel like the more experienced you are, the less you're worried about goths because you kind of understand how to deal with them. Then now that's not to say that if the goth kid deck is the perfect cycle, there's nothing you can do. Especially if they have cock magic, there's nothing you can do to stop the push if it gets set up right. Leave out the disrespect to other people if they play Cyber Tower. It doesn't matter if I'm close to winning or if it's the start of the game. I fart and leave. I leave out of disrespect. I gotcha. That's funny. It's cold in the north. Most overpowered car in the game by far is Purify. Costs 2 for you to usually between 48 energy your opponent each time you find it. What? What? Which 90% of the time doesn't matter because they make no efficient use of that energy. Yeah, it's terrible. It's like saying freeze ray is the best in the game. Like, that's terrible. Yeah, it really is. I mean, there is potential there, sure. Event. So this was 5 days ago. So we've gotten an hour and 18 minutes, or about an hour of the video. We were about an hour in and we're only 5 days ago. So maybe we could do this every week. Maybe we could do this every week. Holy shit. Looking for a team. Don't care. This card needs to be 3 energy instead. That's a lot of health for a 3-cost ranger. I'd say that. If you push it to 3, you'd probably have to lower the health. But this is City Walk is the same situation as Nicole. I don't think City Walk is a bad card at all. I think 300 damage for his ability is pretty fair. I think the range of it could be a little bit more, but it's pretty fair. The problem is that every single card you use to get value from him, just like Nicole, is just kind of bad. One thing I like doing with him is using him with Catapult, and then the Catapult sends the rats, and then you like blow them up right when they land. That's pretty cool. But the problem is you can't use the City Walk guy until they're spawned, and then when you use it, they could already be dead, and then you waste it. So part of his issue is like the timing of his ability, and everything that he blows up pretty much has no health. If there was a unit similar to cows, maybe like a wolf or something like that, which was like medium attack and like spawned a group of them, he would work really well with that. He works okay with the coop. But, you know, problem is he can get power binded, you know, he could get lightning bolted. There's just a lot of ways to deal with him. So if your deck is built for him to get value, they're going to recognize that, get rid of him, and then your deck's probably going to be full of crappy cards. The only real viable way I find to use him would be in an all-out cow deck, and you never play him. You do not play him, and you pretty much just save him until a point where you can blow up the cows next to his new kid and, you know, do 450 damage and beat him. That's like the only way to get value from him, really. You can play the coop midline and blow it up, but the timing is bad. I don't even want to look at those comments. 3 cost, I don't think would even make him playable still, because like he's got decent attack and health for a 3-cost unit. So like maybe you could just use him for his stats at that point, but and the 4-1 range is pretty solid, but yeah, I don't know. I think 3 cost, I don't think it would fix it, because like I said, everything it combos with is just not good enough, unfortunately. More HP or attack damage. I'm curious as to your opinion, what you'd rather have or is better. Units with high HP with low damage, units with high HP and low damage. Or scratch that, reverse it. I mean, you need to have both. Like, you need to have both. Level 25 in Arena 8. Okay, that is pretty bad. That is pretty bad. That was pretty bad. Has it been a problem since day one? Well, I don't think that's true because nobody was level 25 day one. Don't get me started on the matchmaking system if it comes to chaos mode. I mean, chaos mode matchmaking is the point of chaos mode is that there like is no matchmaking. What a giant douche. There's some people who should have aborted, but I mean, truthfully, what this is probably is somebody who just never plays the game. Maybe they used to play it a lot. Clearly, they had to have played it a lot at some point. And they never ranked up, maybe they just never played it very much. Maybe they play 2 matches a week and you just happen to be the person that they match up against that week. I have no idea. Maybe this account is only used for Team Wars, so you only see it for caps Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and that's the only time you'll ever see it. I don't know, but there are explanations for this other than just he's a D-ranking piece of shit. and the only reason he's doing this is to beat you and to troll you. It's not to do that. It's to win quickly. So it's not to make you feel bad. It's to make him feel good because he's not wasting time playing. That's what that is. It's not, ha, fuck this guy. Because if he's doing that, you'd be fucking hacking or something. So I wouldn't, like, you bought the battle pass, he didn't. You know, he doesn't play that much probably, right? So I don't think it's fair to call him a D-ranking loser piece of shit. He might just be a loser piece of shit who doesn't play the game very often. Anymore. Because I'm sure he did at one point. But to say that he should be aborted over that is pretty wild. It's insane that they can drop that far. You have to do it over multiple seasons. So you are giving up rewards to do that, but why did it just go into that picture? Oh no. We got screwed up. Oh no, we got screwed up. Is that my key to stop watching? No, we'll go back. We got a couple. We'll try to go for an hour and a half. It was after that. Okay, it was that one. There we go. Beep, beep, beep. Any improvements I can make to this deck? Right off the bat, CKI, probably not worth it. CKI should be Enforcer. Labard Jimmy should be Enforcer. CKI should be Gizmo, probably would be better off. The rest of it, I don't mind. Hyperdrive, kind of hard to get value from because they kind of nerfed. I'd probably get better value with a Freeze Ray with the Starvin' Marvin. Alien Clyde, probably not great. That could be Drone or something. Osimo, don't love the Osimo, but you don't really have all that many options. Obviously, you could put towers in. Obviously, if you have Shield Maiden, it's better. But yeah, this is overall it's all right. I would switch to make the deck immediately better. Labard should be Enforcer. Alien Clyde should be... Honestly, you need range cards. So Alien Clyde should be Ice Sniper or Visitors or something. I would have 3 range cards. You don't need all those assassins. How is my deck build? We got another one for you. Man Bear Pig, terrible. S6 Element Randy, terrible. I mean, if it's leveled up pretty high for your rank, maybe not terrible, but Nathan, not worth the value. You guys know I love Gizmo Ike, but it's hard for most people to get value. Program Stand should be somebody else. Hook Hand should be somebody else. God, this is terrible, dude. Out of all of these cards, the only 2 that I would tell you to keep in your deck are Storyteller, Mind Control, and like Gizmo. I guess Dog Poo's fine. The rest of them you should probably get rid of. I guess Cyborg Kenny's fine. The rest of them should get replaced. That's bad. That one's hard to go through. When I only have to change a couple cards, we'll go through it. But if I have to, I'm not gonna build find somebody else's deck. Turns out there's limits to amount of ads you can watch. Yeah. So like you don't know that. Surprised you have access to because it always fails for me. That's interesting. Usually just keep clicking. Tail limit how many lockers you can open too, but it's a lot. Donation limit, huh? Today I learned this. 45 lockers in a 24-hour period. Used to be 30. 10 ads from losses. 10 ads from wins for more lockers. Or for more bars. 10 ads from losses for lockers. 10 ads from wins for more bars. Is that it? I guess draws might be different. I think you can always watch an ad for one more locker. I could be wrong there. Who's talking shit? Oh yeah, this Satan. Hey, play the dead, play the dead. Hey, it's that guy. He knows me. That's how I recognize his name. We've probably talked before. All right, but yeah, I agree. Sometimes the ads don't work. It's interesting. Oh, why does that keep happening? I gotta figure out a way. I gotta tab into those instead. All right. We got chaos mode. Server connection issues happens from time to time, unfortunately. Tower players, cows. Please learn to play with bigger building blocks than what you think is the biggest. What? Cows and towers are. If you can't win against a superhero, it's your fault. I mean, that's sort of true, but like also just you could just get so much Mysterion value, like you can't stop it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I agree there. Timmy's at. This is all this. You know what's funny? This is mostly the same people talking shit to each other over and over again. I get beaten regularly by any deck. Having superhero doesn't make it an honor win. Get better, dude. I'm not gonna read every. All right, it's my deck. Look at this thumbnail, baby. Level 6, Sparky. Look at that. You can see the A through his skin still. It changes the blue, and then you get the Death Star exploding in the background. You got the. I mean, it was so good. I used to play SouthParkPhone try on iPhone 12, and now switched to iPhone 15. Shouldn't matter. You should be. What the fuck is this? You put it in a code block? What the fuck? Change graphic size. Wait. Now switch to an iPhone. Unfortunately, the graphics in the game are now much larger than they were. Phone settings haven't changed the graphics in the game yet. Oh, that's like. I don't think you can fix that. Rotate your phone a couple times. I don't think that fixes it. I think that's just what your game looks like now. I think that's just what the game... I think that's just what the game looks like on that aspect ratio. Because it's true, like if you have certain phones and certain ratios, like you don't see more of the field, or the field isn't like more zoomed in, like you're more zoomed out because you see more of the outer field. If that makes sense? Like when you play a card, you can see the electric outline of the field, and some people can't see that. Some people that doesn't exist for them because they're zoomed in so far. I don't understand it. BlueStacks is pretty zoomed in. All of my aspect ratios are pretty normal. It's people who have like extra long or extra wide ones that have an issue. Oh, I did it again. I need to tab. Oh no, see it works. See, sometimes it brings me right back. Sometimes it brings me to the top. I'm gonna get that. Please help, been stuck on this for a while. Mine's extra long and wide, shut up. You've been stuck on this one for a while. Imp tweak him next to you. Imp tweak him next to you. Hilarious. Also Gizmo, Ike, and Drow are the answer to literally every PvE match. That's not necessarily true. There's somewhere you might want to put like Labard in there just because they throw like 40,000 rats at you or something. Any deck recommendations? Oh, you put something in like Belf or something like that that'll just kill all the rats and stuff. Why is this? Oh, it's a picture of a picture. I can't stand this. All right. Deck making mode. Friar Jimmy, don't hate him. Toolshed, don't hate him. Poseidon Stand, very bad. Take Poseidon Stand out and put in hamsters. How do you not have hamsters? What the how do you not have hamsters? Call Girl Coon, that's good. You got that set up. Fast Pass, fine. Yeah, I would say Toolshed. Probably put Choir Boy in for Toolshed or something. You need an assassin. You can't have just Mysterion. I would say like put Toolshed or put Choir Boy in for Toolshed and put hamsters in for Poseidon. I don't really love the Angel Wendy when you have Call Girl. So I would change Angel Wendy out for like... I mean, obviously if you have Shield Main, it would be better, but that could be... I'm trying to think what... I mean, shit, even Alt Human Kite would probably be better. The Coon is fine. Otherwise, that's a fine deck. Don't mind it. Dog Poo should probably be replaced eventually, but whatever. Whatever. How is it possible to beat this? I cannot beat this no matter what deck I use. Like I said in that last page, for every PvE, You can build up Gizmo to win for you, probably. Jen, you're wondering what enjoyment people get out of easy games? The whole deranking and using cards that break the point of the game must be missing out on some type of fun people are getting addicted to. Skill expression is basically dead in this game. And it falls solely on the players at this point. Well, I mean, at this point, the skill is... Like, at this point, it's the closest to chess it's ever been because it's borderline a solved game because of how much stronger certain cards are than other cards. So yeah, you can't like mix and match different plays and like come up with something cool. Just like you can't mix and match different chess openings and find some cool new thing. Like it's just an impossibility at this point. So there is skill expression. That's like saying you can't show skill in chess because it's the same thing over and over again. Because like, even though most games are, you know, similar, they play out similarly, at a certain point they break out into like an impossibility of you know, a supercomputer is needed to figure it out. Now add that into South Park where you can put the unit anywhere on the field and it really increases the complexity of the game. So even if every single person has the exact same deck, the skill expression is when to play the cards, how to play the cards, where and when, you know, timing and everything. Like there's definitely skill. So I think you're wrong and you're just getting beaten up by a lot of people who you think are just playing easy, but in fact are just playing way better than you. Or, you know, there might be some bullshit. Now, the deranking thing, it could be twofold. One, they're just not very good, so they truly aren't deranking. That's just where they, like, for every game they lose, they win one. Truly. Could be just a time thing. Like, I want to finish the event and I don't want it to take 9 hours. So if I derank, it could take 2 hours. That is most likely what's happening for most people. And the idea is they don't care about anything but team wars at this point. So they want to just get rewards, level up their deck. And for some people, they don't need to level up their deck. So all they're doing is getting caps, and everybody, and you know, caps don't need to be high for too many people. So there's not a huge incentive to get past 8K, 8.5 for anybody. So most people that should be probably 8,000, 8.5 are 75 to 7 probably. That aren't, because they're not, if they're not playing the game a lot. But it's not like those. I would argue that like it is fun. Like the game is fun. You can't argue that playing the game is not fun. The moments in the game are fun. Winning a clutch match is fun. Like you can't tell me that winning a match with Hook Hand Clyde hitting the new kid for the chip damage in overtime isn't fun, right? But if you're like me and you've been playing for almost a decade and you have 5 accounts, I'm not playing for fun on a Friday night to get my caps. I'm just getting my caps. So no, I could give 2 halves of a shit what you think of like what rank I am or what level I am or anything about that. I don't care. I'm playing to get my caps. I've only played this account 5 times since reset because I've only played it on, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for caps. And then if you're good at the game and you're I'm never going to lose, so I'm only going to have to play 2 games. So only playing 6 matches a week isn't going to rank me up in time to not get knocked back down, right? So I'm not necessarily, in my case, you might think I'm deranking because I'm at 7,200 or whatever. I mean, in this case, it's probably way worse. It's probably like, this is that same guy that was talking earlier. It's probably like he's 5,000 and he's getting killed by somebody who should be 7,000 or something, right? But the no skill expression, I definitely disagree with. I disagree. There's definitely skill in this game. There are decks that don't really require skill and it's more luck, but there is skill in creating that luck, if that makes sense. And at that point, the skill is creating the deck at all, you know? But, you know, anybody can just look up a deck. It's not the cards that players use, it's the cheating that I see. Yeah, only way I derank is if I'm having an off game day. But I get my enjoyment from crushing the people that money dump maybe? Or use those meta decks while laughing at them entirely. Some people find leveling up cards more fun than... That is a very... Brett sets fire. That is a very good point. You know, I don't bring that up. Some people just like getting their cards leveled up. Some people like the collection. Some people don't have every legendary card yet, and they just want to get every legendary card before the game. Like there's different levels to this. I want to get a level 7 legend before the game dies. Other people want to get every legend 1 copy. Like there's levels to this shit, you know? Reach 7K with no money spent or BS cards. I mean, no BS cards and you have Pope and Dar. No BS but Pope and Dar. LOL. He's got regen too. That's funny. I mean, that's a solid deck. I don't hate that. Do love the gunslinger in there. Do we see more of it? Dark Angel. I mean, we don't see much. Double. I love the double Future Randy with the Dark Angel though. I love that. Love that. No BS cards with Dar Jimbo Net. How many months does it take you to reach that point though? Since 2019. Oh boy. Oh boy. Dude, I know people in free-to-play whales right now that could get to 7K on a brand new account within a month of free-to-play playing. Not a month. Not a month. That's too fast. 3 months? Because you can build a deck with cards where the level doesn't really matter, because if it doesn't matter what level my cards are if Member Berries spawns all of them, you know what I'm saying? That's also rage bait. I don't know exactly the time. I don't think it was 3 months. Could have been 3 months, but there was somebody who started a new account and got to legend very, very fast. It did take a 2-year break, so it could take less years. That's funny. It could definitely take less time. Jimbo and Ned are kind of BS cards. I don't think they're BS cards. I mean, they're very strong combo, but there's so many ways to counter them. They slowly stack. I think they're pretty fair. It was your alt level 13 new kid. Yeah, it was you. It was you. Level 13 new kid. Jimbo Ned, not really. I'd say Cyborg Mind Control, Christmas Bears are BS cards. Yeah, the Christmas Bears BS. They're only good together if you can play them together, though. That is how that would work. Yep. Playing Pope with Dar is risky. Change Pope for Ninja and your world will change. I mean, that doesn't really change anything. You're still gonna pull the Ninja instead. Doesn't really change anything. A bad ninja is just a badly timed ninja is just as bad as a badly timed Dar. What you really need to do is take them all out. What's your deck? I'm stuck at 6K forever. That's crazy to me, dude. Still got that Jimbo Pope Dar shit. See? I told you. I told you. Not monetarily supporting a game that you play. How's that a flex? I've always thought this is funny. Because it's like he's probably still watching ads. So he's probably still technically monetarily supporting the game. But it's like, why are you calling him out for saying that he's free to play? But also, you've been playing a game since 2019 and you didn't spend a dime. That is also pretty fucking stupid too. Like that is pretty fucking stupid. Like there's no... You didn't buy one $5 legend pack to get somebody to up a level. Like not, you didn't spend a dime. Like that's so hard to believe that that's true from 2019. But I just... Why is this guy so mean? Because most new kids feel they're entitled based on, you tell me. But as for flexing, this is of all times the amount of screenshots of players finishing story mode, spending 0 or endless. Yeah, that's true. But I mean, finishing story mode isn't when you would need to spend. This game had a pre-to-win design, making it as free to play feels like a display of persistence, I guess. Yeah, that's true. Don't even care what my rank is, just enjoy the game. How can you say the game is balanced? Is this game balanced? What's the definition of balance? I'd say they're not. I would say, with the exception of a couple cards, they did pretty damn good on the health and attack of the units for like what they do and the value they are. I feel like they did a pretty good job on that. There's definitely some units that I think are a little bit of an outlier. Like Mintberry Crunch, I think has too much health. Call Girl, I think has too much attack. We already talked about this. Mysterion has too much health. There are definitely some units that they needed to balance a couple more times. But overall, as far as like stats go, they're pretty good. But it's mostly like the abilities and how the abilities interact, where they just that breaks the balance. So the game itself is decently balanced, especially since like New Kid resets a push. That's a big balancing mechanism as far as like the gameplay goes. But the fact that you can fabricate energy with cards like Pope, Call Girl, Mysterion, Member Berries, the fact that you can take away so much energy from cards like Cock Magic and stuff like that, those aren't balanced. Like those effects aren't balanced. But as far as like, you know, stats, they're pretty good. So what do you mean by balanced exactly is difficult to achieve. No, you can't truly balance any game, because even if everything was balanced, there's still going to be stuff that's easier to use. So that's going to be the better stuff, right? Like even if every card was perfectly balanced, Inkin is easier to use than Som, because Inkin's ability is instant and Som could get power binded. Like it could be something as simple as that, right? Been playing almost every day for about 5 years, so not super casual. I mean, balancing the games I have are mostly around the same card level. Okay, that's what he means. There are OP cards, but everybody has access to them. I mean, that's not necessarily true, because you have to have them leveled, and some people might not have the legend, so that, I wouldn't say that's true. Almost every card is OP to somebody. That's definitely not true. There's 20% of cards that are absolute dog shit. This is just that guy. I don't want to get that Blarf guy just likes to talk. POV trying to get a PvP pack, level 17 and 18. Cows with, I mean, he should have been fine. What is that deck? Unholy Poison Powerbind, and maybe not terrible. Nathan, that's your problem. Stuck on episode 9. Okay, if you're having issues with PvE, Gizmo, and then just like stuff like Labard, and then like just look at what's happening in the level. If you're getting overrun by Swarm, put in stuff like Labard, put in AoE stuff, put in stuff that stacks on kill, put in BHK, put in Bebe's. If you're getting beat up by the AI playing like a boss, if you're getting beat up by that, then your levels are just probably not high enough. And you should probably just play PvP until your levels are a little higher, honestly. Should I start playing PvE again? I think I've only finished it on my main account, so I have 4 accounts of PvP we could play. All right, we're closing in on the end here. We'll go a little bit further, but this is 12 days back. So we're about 2 weeks. So we could do this every 2 weeks maybe and get about an hour. It could be. Oh, geez. My thing just like fell apart in my ear. Look at this. I think it shocked me. Can't get out of Arena 4. What deck should I use? I mean, you just gotta learn how to play at that point. Like at those levels, it really doesn't matter what cards you use, probably. You just gotta play them right. And don't waste your upgrades on stuff. Why are people like this sitting at 2,500 with level 3 legendary cards, level 4 epics, level 5 rares, level 6 commons? Did he D-rank from legendary arena to get here? Well, I would need to know what his new kid level is. Oh, level 14. He's definitely not in legendary or region. Legendary at level 14. Don't understand. D-ranking might be someone super sad and trying to compensate. I'll say the fart. Fart the whole time? That is pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Just hit arena 10. Level 14, still new, but Sparky level 3? Hell yeah, I like this guy. Feels nice and consistent. Thoughts, advice, or tweaks? My thoughts and advice. All right, we'll do this last deck. Only took 9 lockers. Okay, that's good. Well, okay, let's do this one. Then we'll do this last set. Of course, you got the blatant cheaters, then you got the sneaky ones. It's hard to tell who's cheating. Energy buildup. Odds are they're using GG and boosting their speed ever so slightly to get an edge on you. They are using GG. Almost like having permanent staff. Now, that's what I think. If you are cheating, it's got to be something like that, because you truly can't just like play 30 energy at once. You definitely can't do that, because the game will just not let you play that card and you'll get a 200 error. It does have that type of check in place, but it does have the ability to let you have staff plus Hermes out at any point and it's not going to get mad at you. That's why in chaos mode, where there's the energy, if you get it where you get, I think the issue is like you can get Hermes dying twice on the same staff, and then you get too much energy. And I think what it is when the cards are a lower value than they actually are, the game still thinks they're playing at the higher value. So then you add the energy on top of that, and then the game thinks you're playing too much energy. I think that's what happens. But those checks are definitely in there. But yeah, I believe that people are cheating. Probably not every single match that I say is cheating, that person is cheating. Most of the time, I'm probably being salty, but probably a good 20% of them are actually cheating. Okay, we're looking at this deck. You got to take out Santa. Santa is terrible. Probably eventually the Gunslinger is going to have to be Incan. The Wendy is going to have to be Mecha. The Shaman should be Space Warrior. And the Murph is not bad. The Alien Clyde should be Enforcer. Space Warrior, Enforcer. I don't mind the Gizmo. Kenny, I don't mind. Don't upgrade him past level 3. That's what I would do with this deck. I appreciate everybody who posted on the Reddit and everybody who stopped by on the live stream. We're going to be putting this on YouTube. 4 people online. Honestly, not bad for a dead-ass game. I appreciate you guys stopping by, and if you're watching it on YouTube, let me know what you guys think about this stuff in the comments. Talk your shit. Drop your thoughts on what I said. If you agree, let me know. If you disagree, let me know. We can have some discourse in the comments on this one. And I had a lot of fun with this. An hour and a half. Hey, look at that. An hour and a half. Having a good time. Having a good time. Having a good time. But that does it for our first Reddit roundup. Raging Reddit. I didn't rage as much as I thought I did. I would. A lot of, people didn't really have terrible takes. There's a couple guys that are clearly just salty cocks, but, it's what happens. It's what happens playing this game. You guys know I get mad at the game too. So these guys I get mad and I yell at you guys, and these guys get mad and they go post on YouTube or on Reddit. Oh, this is a brand new post. Holy crap. These are brand new. Look at this. My brother's a new player and I made an alt account. Both of us level 10s. I'm at 1,800 crowns. He can't get to 1,400, understandably inexperienced. Why are we both fighting the same people? Why is my brother new players having the same problems I am upper tier? What is your upper tier? Do you consider upper tier? Game is far from dead if you're above 5K and extremely populated around 7K. This game okay, let me just preface the fact that everybody thinks the game is dead. It's more dead than it's ever been. Yes, that's true, but that's going to be true for every game like this. The longer a game like this exists, it's going to slowly go down. Like, that's just the reality of every game. Clash Royale probably has never had, well, that fucking Jinxie guy started playing, so it might not be true, but Clash Royale's numbers have probably always gone down, and then like maybe spiked and then gone down, and then spiked and then gone down. Like, that's just the reality of games like this, right? So of course there's less people playing now than others. There is nobody playing any other game like this more than this game. There's not more people playing Champion Strike. There's probably more people playing Clash Royale. There's not more people playing Clash of Wizards. There's not more people playing that Transformers game I was talking about. There's not more people playing Harry Potter Magic Awaken. There's not more people playing most mobile games. Because when you have a game like that and you have different modes and you queue for those modes, you cannot get a match if it's a limited game mode. If it's like for instance, like Team Wars, in those games, if it was like everybody only got 3 matches and then it was gone, do you understand how many people have to be playing this game for you to play at almost any moment from the start of Team Wars to the end of Team Wars and not even have to wait 30 seconds for a match most of the time? In these other games, in the Transformers game, half the time I wait 45 seconds for a match and it asks me if I want to play a bot because there's nobody playing the game. Truthfully, nobody playing the game. That isn't true in South Park. Maybe in the lower ranks because there's probably less people playing at the lower ranks than ever, but there's more people playing at the higher ranks than ever before. So if you're at 5,000, you're going to be pretty populated. If you're at 2,000, yeah, maybe you're not going to see many people. Maybe you're going to get matched up with people that are 4,000, 5,000 because nobody from 2,000 to 3,000 plays. Because the reality is, if you're in 2,000 to 3,000, you can be in 3,000 to 4,000. Like, that's just the facts. So I don't really understand what he's saying. This is that Blarfin Starfin guy who's always talking shit. He's clearly, I don't mean this to be rude to this guy, but he clearly is just not very good at the game. He's just not very good at the game. If you use Cyborg Tower and or cows, then you don't get to use taunting emojis. You punk ass bitch.
The person you're trying to reach.
This was 3 hours ago? How did I miss this?
Right now.
Yet somehow I can still use them and it makes you mad. Turn off all emojis, that's true. Had emojis off since about a month after I started playing. Kind of smiled to myself knowing that people probably still spam them. I mean, for me personally, I emote for myself and for you guys. So I don't care if they're muted as long as we can see them and hear them. Cyber Tower, Cows, Spawner, Dougie, shielded for people who just want to shit on your face. Free to play circa 2017. Biggest time waster of your life. I mean, that's true. But yeah, it's like free to play circuit. Like, who cares? Truthfully, I do agree with that one comment. Is like, what are you flexing that you're free to play? Like, I think if you've been playing a game like this for that long and you haven't spent any money on it at all, I think you're fucking stupid.
Goodbye.
Because like there had to have been at least one point in that 8-year time frame where spending $5 would have saved you 5 hours. And you didn't do it, that's fucking pathetic. Am I wrong or am I wrong? I use cows solely for tower users, but I swim in the 7K rank pool. I mean, dude, cows don't really beat towers. Like, I'm not going to play cows into a tower, because if you have the right defense, they're just going to get fucking rocked. So I don't really understand that comment. Anyway. We did a little extra. We did a little extra time for you guys. I appreciate you. If you like this type of content, leave comments, like it, watch it all the way through. We're going to keep doing this at least a couple more times. We'll see. Yeah, exactly. And most of the time in a mobile game like this, like there'll be a early like starter pack that is so worth it that if you know you're going to play the game at all, like if you know you're going to play this game for 1 hour a week for a year, spend that $5 on that opening pack and get enough resources and stuff to basically walk through PvE mode. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of thing that you can get. It'd be like a 10,000 times beginner pack. Buy that. Like there's no pride in not buying something like that. That's going to save you literally hundreds of hours of gameplay potential. Like there's just no logic to that in my opinion. If you're truly broke and you cannot spend at all, sure. But if you can't spare $5 in a decade, then I think you're pathetic. If it's a conscious choice and it's not because you're just broke, that's fucking ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm just joking around, guys. I'm just joking around. I spent enough for about 15,000 of you to not have to put any money at all into it. So I appreciate you guys. It was fun. This was really fun. We'll do it a little earlier next time so that we have more people in the live chat. It is midnight right now, so chat's not as lively as it could have been. But I think we got a good video on YouTube, and I think we're going to get some good comments, and we're going to get some good community outreach on this one. And then going forward, everybody's going to know that everything they post on this bitch is going to get seen and heard by the real community of South Park Phone Destroyer. My stream, motherfuckers. All right, we'll see you later.